Skyrocketing to global stardom from 1998 to 2007 with the Rush Hour trilogy, Chris Tucker became one of the highest-paid actors in Hollywood with his comedic prowess as shown here.
I want a lawyer. You need a personal trainer. This license says 180 pounds. You weigh more than a damn car, girl.
But after Rush Hour 3, he vanished, and the reason wasn't box office failure, it was personal choice. Tucker became a born-again Christian and publicly said he would no longer take roles involving swearing, drugs, or sex.
So when I told people I wasn't cussing as much, it was me studying myself, saying I don't want to be like every other comedian and have a cussing word every 2 seconds.
Right.
I want to be the funniest, one of the funniest comedians.
In interviews, he admitted he turned down sequels to Friday and passed on scripts that didn't fit his new values, but studios weren't willing to adjust, and the calls stopped with Tucker confessing in later press tours that he had been too selective with projects.
I think I'm at the age now, place now, that I can find those movies, do those movies that inspired me growing up, you know, and do better work instead of just making money. Eventually, you just start doing everything and making money at that time. So I wanted to step back. So
adding to the problem, the IRS pursued him for unpaid taxes that made headlines for financial troubles.
I made $20 million. I made a lot of money, and I thought it was all mine. I forgot about the IRS. The IRS said, "You think you live in Saudi Arabia? That's half of that's ours."
As Hollywood began viewing him as unreliable, given his long hiatus and off-screen complications. In effect, Tucker self-blacklisted by walking away from the Hollywood machine at his peak and finding the industry unwilling to wait for his return. Once standing at the very top of Hollywood with the 1996 Academy Award for Jerry Maguire, Cuba Gooding Jr. turned a single line into Hollywood history with the iconic,
Are you ready, Jerry?
I'm ready.
Just want to make sure you're ready, brother. Here it is. Show me the money.
That Oscar made him a certified A-lister, leading to big roles in 2001's Pearl Harbor and 2003's Radio. But by the late 2000s, his career had slipped into weaker projects and straight-to-video releases. Then came the scandal.
Gooding appears to first put his hand on her thigh. A few seconds later, he appears to move it up near her chest. The actor is then seen pulling her hands to his lips. Another man then walks over.
In 2019, Gooding was arrested in New York after multiple women accused him of groping and sexual misconduct as court coverage dominated outlets like CNN and Variety.
When people interpret what's going on with you or what you're being exposed to, you have to make sure that you know your intention and you have to be accountable for your own actions. And I have been.
Then in 2022, he pled guilty to forcible touching with more than 30 women coming forward with allegations that permanently damaged his reputation.
The world knows I pled guilty for the count of forcible touching, kissed a waitress.
Hollywood distanced itself with no major studios casting him and red carpets disappearing. From Oscar winner to industry outcast, Cuba Gooding Jr. became a textbook case of a career blacklisted not for incompetence but for scandal. For a stretch in the early 2000s, Dave Schapelle had the rare power to turn a sketch into a nationwide catchphrase on Schapelle's show, running from 2003 to 2005 on Comedy Central, with sketches like Rick James, giving us unforgettable moments like this.
You walk up to any chick, lick the whole side of their face, man.
I'm Rick James. Enjoy yourself.
But in 2005, mid-production of season 3, Schapelle shocked Hollywood by walking away from a $50 million contract.
I'm glad you're here. Everybody wants to know, why'd you walk away from $50 million?
I wasn't walking away from the money. I was walking away from the circumstances.
The media branded him crazy and unstable, a narrative he later mocked in his 2006 Oprah interview by saying he fled to South Africa to escape the pressure.
You're right, so why don't we just not do it? Because I don't feel comfortable wearing a dress. Oh, come on, Dave, listen, we got it all set up. We're supposed to shoot. Every minute you waste costs this much money. You know, the pressure comes in.
Schapelle revealed the executives were trying to manipulate the show's direction, calling it Hollywood manipulation. On Inside the Actor's Studio, he admitted he felt blackballed after refusing the money as industry offers vanished.
So what is happening in Hollywood? Nobody knows. The worst thing to call somebody is crazy, is dismissive. I don't understand this person, so they're crazy. That's bullshit.
For nearly a decade, he performed only in small comedy clubs and was absent for film and television. Then in 2017, Schapelle roared back with his Netflix specials.
I know it's been a long time. It's been a long time, so please be patient.
Confirming he had effectively spent years in exile by choice, but also by Hollywood's cold shoulder. A bona fide superstar in the 1990s with 1992's White Men Can't Jump, 1993's Demolition Man, and especially the Blade trilogy, running from 1998 to 2004. Wesley Snipes commanded the screen with incredible fight scenes. that made him one of Hollywood's most bankable black leads. But behind the scenes, trouble brewed as on 2004's Blade Trinity, director David Goyer and co-stars publicly described Snipes as difficult.
There's a lot of lore around, of course, the third part of Blade, which you directed.
Yes.
The Blade Trinity.
Yes.
There is a lot. You guys can look it up on the internet. There's a lot. Suffice it to say,
worst experience of my professional career.
I was going to say, suffice it to say, there it is.
With rumors he wouldn't come out of his trailer. Then in 2006, Snipes was indicted for tax evasion.
And in fact, on our first day of filming, there was this whole kerfuffle because the IRS had withheld like a bunch of his money. And that was all going on in the background, and it was...
And by 2008, he was convicted. In 2010, he reported to federal prison and served 3 years until 2013.
They classified it as the biggest trial in the history of the... I thought, wow, am I really that important? You know, I make movies.
His incarceration stopped his career cold as major offers disappeared, and after prison, he returned in smaller roles like 2014's The Expendables 3 with his A-list status gone. Snipes himself later admitted Hollywood turned away after legal battles and his reputation for being hard to work with.
And Wesley Snipes was going crazy, and he wouldn't come out of his trailer, and you'd walk by his trailer, and this wall of pot stench would just be like, whoa, and kind of push you to the side.
His last true blockbuster lead remains Blade Trinity, a defining point before Hollywood effectively blacklisted him. With his breakout coming with 2005's Hustle and Flow that earned him an Oscar nomination, Terrence Howard cemented his reputation as a serious lead with his smooth vocals.
My eyes, I done seen some crazy things in the streets. Got a couple working on the changes.
In 2008, he joined Marvel's Iron Man as James Rhodey Rose, Tony Stark's right-hand man.
Next time, baby.
But when Iron Man 2 began production, Howard was suddenly replaced by Don Cheadle. The official story was about difficult contract negotiations, but Howard has repeatedly said Marvel slashed his pay. On Watch What Happens Live, he declared,
I still hear a lot of fans asking, am I going to come back and be War Machine? Yeah. Am I going to come back and be War Machine? I think they could have a huge franchise off of it, but
In podcasts, he went further by claiming Robert Downey Jr. and Marvel.
And they said, yeah, we want Terrence, but we want to come back for $1 million instead of the $8 million that we had agreed to.
After Marvel cut ties, Howard's rise to A-list leading man was halted as major studios stopped offering him blockbuster parts, and his reputation as difficult stuck. His big comeback came on television with Empire in 2015. But in Hollywood film circles, Howard's claims of being blackballed remain one of the most infamous Marvel fallouts. Breaking through in films like 2000's Romeo Must Die, Isaiah Washington saw his biggest role coming as Dr. Preston Burke on Grey's Anatomy from 2005 to 2007, when he bossed the show with unparalleled confidence.
You can see it from all angles in real time, and even slice it.
Then, scandal ended it all as in 2006, Washington used a homophobic slur toward co-star T.R. Knight during an on-set argument. The controversy escalated when at the 2007 Golden Globes press room, he repeated the slur in front of reporters.
No, I did not call T.R. a f***. It never happened.
The moment went viral, and ABC quickly fired him even though Washington issued a public apology, even appearing in a PSA. But the damage was done. In later interviews with outlets like CNN, he insisted he had been blackballed and ostracized by ABC and the industry.
Well, I said several bad words, as well as he did.
To him?
To him about how I was feeling. I said, there's no way you're going to treat me like a B word or a P word or the F word. You can't treat me this way.
As his career collapsed overnight with no more leading TV or film roles, instead, he shifted into smaller indie projects and later aligned himself with conservative media platforms, as Washington's firing remains one of Hollywood's clearest examples of modern blacklisting. One slur at the wrong time cost him a primetime career. From stand-up comedy success to Oscar-winning actress, Monique gave a powerhouse performance in 2009's Precious to receive a well-deserved Oscar.
I would like to thank the Academy for showing that it can be about the performance and not the politics.
But instead of opening Hollywood's doors, the award marked the start of her exile. After her win, she refused to do unpaid press junkets and appearances, saying she had already fulfilled her contract.
You can pay me to promote it, because at the time, now him and Oprah are producers on the film.
Right.
I said, you can pay me to do it. I don't care where the check come from, but y'all just gotta pay me to do it. He said, I'm not in the habit of giving out money for free. I said, and I'm not in the habit of working for free.
That decision sparked backlash as director Lee Daniels, alongside Oprah Winfrey and Tyler Perry, allegedly branded her difficult.
Sometimes artists get in their own way. I think that there were demands that were made from her on the Precious campaign that everyone knows about that hurt her.
In 2015, Monique revealed Daniels directly told her she had been blackballed, as she summed it up herself.
So when the movie studio says we can't set a precedent and pay you to do this, we didn't have an issue with them.
Okay.
But that's when the reports came that now Monique is being demanding and she's being difficult.
Offers for major filmos vanished as her career went silent for years. In 2019, she sued Netflix by accusing the platform of race and gender pay discrimination.
The issue was when I first said, let's boycott Netflix, I said for gender bias and color bias.
After being offered a fraction of what other comics received, Monique has only recently begun rebuilding with smaller comedy specials, but her story remains one of Hollywood's starkest examples of how quickly the industry can turn on its own. Being Hollywood royalty for decades with Men in Black, Independence Day, and The Fresh Prince, Will Smith delivered extraordinary performances as shown here.
First date without him, right? I learned how to drive, I learned how to shave, I learned how to fight without him. I had 14 great birthdays without him. He never even sent me a damn card. To hell with him!
But his empire unraveled in spectacular fashion, with the breaking point coming at the 2022 Oscars when he stormed the stage and slapped Chris Rock live on television.
I'm out here. Richard. Oh, wow. Wow.
The fallout was immediate. A 10-year Academy ban paused film projects and relentless media scrutiny. Instead of regrouping quietly, Will and Jada aired their marriage drama on the Red Table Talk, with clips of him confessing infidelities and heartbreak becoming viral memes.
Yeah, we basically, we broke up.
And then what did you do, Jada?
Well, you know, I think from there, you know, as time went on, I got into a different kind of entanglement with August.
And his divorce headlines only deteriorated the downfall. In a desperate attempt to stay relevant, Smith leaned on awkward podcasts, influencer collabs, and even a live DJ set where the crowd barely reacted.
Here we go. 1, 2, 3,
Once known as the most bankable star in the world, he became a punchline, applauded less for his work, more for the chaos surrounding him. Today, Will Smith stands as proof that overexposure and scandal can blacklist even Hollywood's most untouchable icon. Time's up. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video from my fun, lighthearted channel, Hollywood Body Count, I'd love a cheeky like, subscribe, and comment. No pressure, no sweat. Your call.